Hey, this is Anthony. I decided to make a gear video about all my stuff, about all my guitars. I hope you found this video a little bit more informative, a little bit more creative, as you can see what I use and kind of compare it to yours and see what the difference is, because it's really interesting on how other people like other guitars. And if you've stuck around for long enough, I think you guys will know that I'm a huge Ibanez fan. Most of my guitars are all Ibanez's because Steve Vai has been a really big influence on me. He's one of the person that I look up to the most. So yeah, and by the way, all these guitars I'm going to be showing them in chronological order, meaning that I'm going to put them from oldest all the way to the newest. And also, I just want to say, all these guitars are not all the guitars that I've previously owned. Some of the guitars that I'm not going to be showing because I've either traded them in or I've sold them. So maybe at the end of the video I'll tell you a few of them. Without further ado, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and maybe comment down below what gear you have in the comments. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's jump straight into it. So this is my Ibanez RG, my first ever electric guitar that I've ever owned. And this, it means a lot to me. This was basically my practice guitar for the first 2 to 3 years of me playing guitar. It's a historical piece for me because it really reminds me of what I started off with. It's basically my baby. It's really fragile in my hands and I'm probably never going to sell it. It just means a lot to me. And you can also tell I've also scalloped this guitar because when you're first playing guitar, you know, your itsy bitsy fingers cannot bend the strings properly and you start complaining about that it hurts so much. So I scalloped it. But I say I took it to somebody. My dad scalloped it, or took it to somebody to scallop it for me, and it was great. Absolutely amazing. The bending became super easy. Sliding, phenomenal. The only problem that I had with this scallop neck is I wasn't used to it. So when you first started playing out guitar, you normally press the frets really hard down because you're always rigidity about, if that's even a word, you're always like panicking when you're playing songs, and that's what I used to do when I first started playing guitar. So all my notes were always sharp when I was playing guitar and it didn't sound really good. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a clean sample and then a distortion sample. Let's see how it sounds. Before I play the sample, I like to apologize. I'm sitting on a stool right now and it creaks quite a lot, so if you hear any creaking in any of the talking or when I play, that's probably the stool. And you might be wondering, that's not a stool, that's a throne. You guys remember, I'm not a drummer, so for a drummer it's called a throne. For a guitarist, unfortunately, it's called a stool. Yeah, it's tough, you just gotta deal with it, I'm sorry. Okay, this is a clean sample. I hope you enjoy it. is the bridge pickup clean. This is what it sounds like. This is now the bridge pickup distorted, and this is what it sounds like. So the special for this guitar is it's scalloped, meaning you can bend this thing probably like three whole steps up. So something probably like this. That's like 2.5 steps up. Well, that's only 2 steps up, but still, it's pretty impressive. Next guitar. This is my next electric guitar, the, again, Ibanez. Again, you will hear that word a lot, Ibanez. This is the Ibanez Prestige. I got this from a guitar shop, like I always do. Well, not always. Most of my guitars were either found on like Facebook Market for very good deals. I walked in saying that I wanted a new guitar. It was roughly around Christmas time. It was either Christmas or my birthday. I can't quite exactly remember. It was quite a long time ago. But I saw this. Again, I looked around the shop, and this one just stuck out to me the most because of the Ibanez. Now I'm kidding. It just the way this guitar looks when I was at a certain age a couple of years ago. I always wanted a really aggressive, cool looking guitar, and I thought it just looked really cool, and honestly it is. So I picked it up, played it in a guitar shop, and it sounded amazing. Went to checkout, and the guy actually sold the guy that was selling me the guitar said that this was a very, very nice guitar, and honestly he was right. So I made a good choice. I could have had this or a Jackson guitar, but I chose this because of the Ibanez. And he was, in his eyes, you could almost see that he's really almost sad to give up this guitar, because I guess he likes the guitar a lot, and yeah, I see why, but now I've got it now. So I'll be using the neck pickup on the Prestige, and this is what it sounds like. This is what distortion sounds like on the neck pickup. what 2 single coils sound like on a HH, meaning humbucker humbucker, and this is what it sounds like on clean. And this is what 2 single coils sound like distorted. Okay. And this is what the bridge pickup sounds like on clean. And this is what it would sound like distorted. Now, a really unique thing about this guitar is the pickup way selectors are different than the RG, the one I showed you last, and it's kind of got a split coil is. If you don't know what a split coil is, if you got a humbucker and you normally pull out the volume knob out, it would almost temporarily turn off one of the single coils to make it into a Fender or a Strat to give a more glassy, thin tone. And you can kind of get the same effect but with pickup selectors, because right now it's on the very bottom, which is the bridge pickup. If you move it up by 1, it just temporarily just doesn't use that pickup at the bottom, it uses the one above it. So you can kind of get a single coil, but it just doesn't sound exactly the same, and this is what it sounds like. Oh, that's on stop. and this is what it sounds like with distortion on it. So this Prestige RG is much more different than the other Ibanez I've shown you. Number one, pickups are quite a bit more powerful, as if you couldn't hear, you could go back to the previous guitar and actually listen out of it, listen out for it. This guitar was way more, sounding more aggressive, a little bit more, it's like an animal inside when it's come out, it's like the beast from hell. That's what it sounds like. That's my better explanation on what this guitar sounds like. And also the pickup selectors. Again, this pickup selectors, and because that one has got a single coil on it, meaning that actually has a single coil on it. This one doesn't. That one's a HSH, the RG. This Prestige is HH, which is humbucker, humbucker, and HSH is humbucker, single coil, humbucker. So that's why the pickup selectors are a little bit different, and you could clearly tell the difference. Anyways, next guitar. This is my next electric guitar, and notice this was on Ibanez. This was a EVH Standard. Now this guitar is very, very interesting because this has a very short, it's a very small guitar. It's very, very small compared to my other Ibanez's, which the neck seems a bit longer, and the RG had jumbo frets on it. This does not have any jumbo frets on it. That's probably why it feels so small. And huge shout out to Paul, my guitar teacher. You can go visit him on Top String. You might as well go bust down his door and come rushing in. You could be all the students. Now, don't do that. Just a huge thank you to Paul for making me look out for these guitars, and I do not regret it. This guitar is absolutely amazing. I'm also a huge Eddie Van Halen fan. As you can tell, I did play quite a bit of Eddie Van Halen solos and songs. I do love him quite a bit. So anyways, this is what clean sounds like on the neck pickup. So I'm going to be playing some tasteful major 7 chords, maybe some minor 7s, dominant 7 chords, because this is actually 2.5 a step, and I'm not going to play Californication because it sounds quite funky, quite strange in my opinion, and this is what it sounds like. And this is distortion on neck pickup, and this is what it sounds like. Pickup sounds like on clean. this is what the bridge pickup sounds like dirty. Oh, now I can put it in the right hand, so yeah. So, again, a very special feature about this guitar is the drop tuner. Eddie Van Halen, mid-touring or live, he would pull this little tab out and you can tune it to whatever tuning you want when you pull it out. I wanted to drop D, so I'm going to pull it out now, and it won't be in drop D, I think, because this is all E-flat standard tuning. I've got this EVH too, so I'm going to pull it out and you hear what it sounds like.
1 hour later.
And this is what the drop tuned sounds like on the bridge pickup. Didn't that just sound like an absolute Satan coming out of my pickups? Because I didn't it? I mean, I thought it sounded absolutely satanic. Anyways, next guitar. This is what distortion sounds like on the bridge pickup. Because nobody plays in the right mind. Nobody in the right mind plays clean on 7-string. Like, clean 7-string? Kidding me? Nobody. I really do fit that Ibanez stereotype, you know. People say, Ibanez people always have a 7-string in case. Yeah, that is true, I've got one right here. Anyways, this is what distortion sounds like on a bridge pickup. And this is what distortion sounds like on a neck pickup on 7-string. The special with this guitar is you can play mighty chords. Well, that's what I like to call it. I'll give you a quick demonstration. This is a normal 5th chord. To be exact, this is a G5. Sounds pretty standard to me. You hear that all times gets boring until you add the other note, the 7th note, or the 7th string. Is a mighty chord. Next guitar. Wait, this thing sounds better than I thought it did. Okay, anyway, hold on. So this is my 3D printed guitar. My dad 3D printed it for me because why not? It was the project that has always been on our minds for quite a long time. My dad was like, just woke up one morning and said, hey, do you want to build or start a project with a 3D printed guitar? I said, yeah, that sounds great, that sounds really cool. And it paid off. It's a really nice guitar. It's one of the sweet guitars. Again, it's no humbuckers, it's all single coils. And I'll give you a clean demonstration in a little bit. but this guitar sounds absolutely phenomenal and clean. It sounds amazing. A little bit of backstory. This neck is from Japan. Yeah, so we shipped this. It's got locking tuners on the back, and that didn't quite help because this thing is plastic. It's all 3D printed. So when you play guitar, sometimes it goes out of tune. So these locking tuners don't really do that much. Basically, the whole guitar is all 3D printed, except from the electronics and the volume knobs and the switch pickups. Apart from that, all 3D printed. The pickguard, everything's 3D printed. It's a wonderful guitar. I remember reading a comment and it says that guitar looks like a toy or it looks like a honeycomb, and that's what I like about it. It's like, you don't see the guitar every single day on YouTube, do you? Anyways, this is what clean sounds like on the neck pickup. And this is what distortion sounds like on the neck pickup on the 3D printed guitar. And this is what distortion sounds like on the bridge pickup. The special thing about this guitar is, well, the whole guitar is special to me. Again, you don't see many 3D printed guitars on YouTube, and it's kind of one of its kind. It's a very special guitar. That's all I need to say about it. It's a very special guitar. Anyways, next guitar. Somebody did comment down below saying, what is a great guitar and what's the difference between a humbucker and a single coil? I'm about to tell you, because if it was me and you said, what is the recommended guitar for electric guitar anyways? For me, I would say Ibanez, but honestly it's personal preference. What kind of genre of song you're trying to play? Are you trying to play more rock, more on like the heavy metal but not heavy metal side? I would go something like a Jackson or Ibanez. Or if you're trying to play something like, again, Sweet Child of Mine, Gary Moore, those type of guitarists, Gibson, Les Paul, Epiphone. But if you're more into rhythmic kind of guitar, so like Frusciante, John Frusciante, Red Hot Chili Peppers, again, a Squier, a Fender is a great guitar to start off with. Just don't go buy yourself a really cheap guitar because if you buy cheap, you buy twice, and that's not the way you want to go. So I'm not telling you to buy like an ultra rare, super expensive, top grade as your first guitar. Again, if you want to do that, there's nobody stopping you. I'm just saying, just don't go buy something really cheap. If you buy something really cheap, eventually you not like electric guitar because it sounds terrible. And I promise you, if you're an acoustic player and you move to electric guitar playing, electric guitar playing is way cooler in my opinion. With all the respect and being as polite as possible, I think electric guitar playing is way cooler in my opinion. So it's honestly it's personal preference. Again, don't buy something really cheap. Don't buy any equipment that's cheap because it will let you down. And I'll give you a tip. The biggest tip when I was starting playing guitar is 1, alternate picking and bending. If you can get those solid, it will make a drastic improvement in electric guitar playing. How I see many beginners bend, they bend with their fingers. So I'll give you a quick demonstration. They will bend like this. So they'll have their fingers like this and they'll push up like this. And the problem with that is, you could, 1, get your fingers stuck underneath other strings, and when you pull them back down, it just catches other strings and making the unwanted string noise that you don't want. Or you can go above the strings, which again, you get caught on and you pull the strings, making again unwanted string noise. Instead of going from this, angle your wrists more like this. So almost your pointer fingers knuckles are almost touching against the neck. So like this. I don't know if I can see this, but the knuckle is basically touching the neck. And always have your thumb wrapped around the neck. I sometimes even see people playing guitar without their thumb. I promise you, the thumb is probably the most important finger playing guitar, even though it doesn't do much, and you might realize it doesn't do that much, but I promise you, it's a game changer. Just have your thumb around the neck, please. And then you want to bend like you're twisting a doorknob, how people should teach me. So like this, and you bend. So you're like twisting a doorknob. So like this. So that's bending. And alternate picking, if you don't know what alternate picking is where you pick up, down, up, down, up, down. So when you're playing like a pentatonic scale, a natural minor, again, alternate picking will make you a lot more quicker at those. And another thing is, economy picking, you don't have to worry about that right now. All I'm saying is, if you have the time, economy picking is when you pick in the same direction where you're already going down. So say, just say this A natural minor scale. On the low E string, you go, and for me, I always pick down first. So it'd be down, up, down, and then when I pick next, it'll be an upstroke, but I'm moving across the strings. And economy picking is, instead of upstroking, you downstroke, making it more quicker. Instead of I have to jump across one string just to get the upstroke. So if you can, again, please bear that in mind, just to down pick. Anyways, that's enough of the tips. So one more bonus tip for you. Again, please consider to actually try out the guitar before you buy it and take it home. Because if you're playing it, if you're into more rhythmic playing, you want something with a thicker neck, something like an Epiphone, a Les Paul, something that's got a thicker neck and sounds more warm to it. So if you're into that, pick an Epiphone, a Les Paul, pick one of those. If you're more into shred and you want to get into more melodic soloing, again, my guitar collection, the Ibanez EVH, you can have a Music Man, one of the thinner necks, okay? Because if you pick a thin neck and you're playing chords with it, it doesn't feel right in your hands, if you know what I mean. So again, please pick the right guitar for you, and also a good setup. If you want a good setup, I would recommend taking your guitar to Finale Guitars, and I'm sure they'll tell you everything about the guitar. They'll set up for you basically perfectly, because a cheap guitar with a good setup is better than the world's most expensive guitar with a rubbish setup. So you have to make sure your action is good for you, because you don't want a guitar with a huge, like impossible to play action. You have to like do a whole workout just to push the fingers down. Nobody wants that, because that's impossible to play. So remember, just to get a good setup, get a good guitar. Again, don't buy a super duper expensive guitar. Just buy a affordable price guitar and give it a good setup. And for the other question, what's the difference between a humbucker and a single coil? Well, I'm going to actually play a demonstration and you tell me what the difference is. So this is what a single coil sounds like. And this is what a humbucker sounds like. So a single coil gives it more a glassy sound, and more of a Fender Strat sound, and a humbucker is technically just two single coils wired together to give it a more deeper, more thicker sound. If you're more into rock, you would use a humbucker most of the time, just to give it a more thick and more deeper sound. I hope that answered your question. Anyways, this is the Ibanez JS series. The JS series stands for Joe Satriani. Again, one of the biggest, best guitarists to ever walk this planet. His melodic solos are absolutely crazy. And this is what the JS series sounds like on clean on the neck pickup. And this is what distortion sounds like on the neck pickup. This is what clean sounds like on the bridge pickup. And this is what distortion sounds like on the bridge pickup. Now, a very special feature about this guitar, it's got a split coil, and I'm pretty sure I did explain that earlier in the video, but I'm going to explain it one more time for you guys. It is split coil is basically you pull out the tone knob. Normally the tone knob, I've not met a single guitar that you don't pull out tone knob for a single coil. What a single coil does, if you got humbuckers and you want a single coil, again you would pull out the tone knob and it would temporarily almost deactivate, that's a word, one of the single coils, making the humbucker turn into a single coil, if that makes sense. Yeah, I said single coil like 5 times. I hope that made sense. I'm going to go through it one more time. It just deactivates one of these single coils on the humbucker to make it into one singular single coil. Next guitar. This is the PRS, which stands for Paul Reed Smith. I got this guitar because about 2 years ago I had this ESP, and when you're young, you're immature. When you're immature, you don't want things that sound more warm, you want things that sound crazy, and you want things that sound really rapid. And so I got rid of it, and now I kind of regret it. So I got the PRS instead. Honestly, this is my first ever PRS. I've never had a single other PRS, and I can say it's quite a very good quality guitar. It's a very good quality guitar. In fact, I like the finish on the guitar. It looks almost identical to my ESP, and it's got different volumes and tone knobs for each individual pickup, which I suppose is one of the specials for this guitar. It can come really handy because when you want to play more melodic, you switch to your neck pickup, and when you switch down to your bridge pickup, you can change the setting on the volume to give a more cleaner sound. And for this guitar, there's not much backstory to it. It's a it's the baby in the guitar. It's only a couple months old. It's not been through much not been through that much. It's still trying to go through the guitar life. It's seeing the other adults, and all these other adults are kind of bullying this guitar. So yeah, I'll give you a clean demonstration on the neck pickup, and this is what it sounds like. And by the way, all the settings on the amp and on the guitar is exactly the same, so the volume is exactly the same, the clean and distortion sounds exactly the same, so whatever difference you hear is all on the guitar, it's not on any of the equipment. All the little changes is all on the guitar. Here's a clean sound. And this is what distortion sounds like on the bridge pickup. to our next guitar. So this is my acoustic turning guitar, and if you watch my, I believe it's either my Feel Good Inc. or my I'm Still Standing, I said that I replaced this guitar for a Fender acoustic guitar that was all beaten up, all worn down, it was very tattered up, and so I replaced it with a brand new one, and it's like breathing fresh air. It's very, very, very good acoustic guitar. Well, I've only had like 3 acoustic guitars in my whole entire guitar journey. It's this one and another 2 that I've had in the past. It was also the one that my very first guitar ever was actually an acoustic guitar. It was the Ibanez acoustic guitar, and maybe someday in the future I will show you some of when I was very young and I was practicing guitar. Maybe, but you have to subscribe and leave a like to see one of those videos. Those are exclusive content, and you're not allowed to see those. Not yet anyways. Clean sample, and then I know you said do a distortion, so I might as well do distortion as well. Anyway, this is what a clean sounds like on an acoustic guitar. In our distortion on acoustic, I'm crazy. And by the way, that was The Man Who Sold the World by David Bowie, which Nirvana did a cover of their song. I had a few comments saying, no, it's David Bowie's song, and yes it is, but I played the Nirvana's cover of David Bowie's song, which is The Man Who Sold the World. This guy, David Bowie, that's the original artist. I think we can all agree on that one, but I did the Nirvana's version, or the Nirvana's cover of David Bowie's song, The Man Who Sold the World. I just wanted to clear that up if any misunderstanding, and hopefully that's all cleared up. And then for the real viewers, I think some will know I'm missing a guitar, and I saved the best for last. So, next guitar. This is my Ibanez PIA. My most favourite guitar in the whole collection, just because, you know, it's one of Steve Vai's most one of Steve Vai's most iconic guitar. Previously I wanted a gem, but I'm not complaining about PIA. They're both equally as good as each other, and I'm not complaining. I love this guitar to death, and because I love the monkey grips on it, I don't know why. I thought when I was younger, again, I was immature, and I don't know what I really wanted. I just wanted this because, you know, Steve Vai was one of the greatest guitar players to ever walk the planet, and I look to him like a god. I worship him. No, okay, I don't worship him, but I just really adore his playing a lot, and he's been a really big influence on me. So I got this guitar. It drained everybody's pockets to like the earth's core. They're saying was so expensive. It's unimaginable. And I just want to say a very special thank you to my granddad who actually bought this guitar for a picture right now. Yeah, he's the one who bought this guitar for me, and I cannot thank him enough, and I love him to absolute death. Anyways, again, this is clean sound on the neck pickup. And this is what distortion sounds like on the neck pickup. And this is what clean sounds like on the middle pickup. And this is what distortion sounds like on the middle pickup. And clean sound on the bridge pickup. And distortion on the bridge pickup. And this is diluted with a high pass filter on it. Now, for those people that don't know what a high pass filter is, again, instead of a split coil, you can pull out the volume knob on this guitar anyways. So what a high pass filter does, it gets rid of any low frequency bass sounding so you don't want those little rumbles when you're playing. So Steve I will pull that out if he's playing one of those type of songs and don't want those random bass sounds in his playing. So that's what a high pass filter does. So that was my whole entire guitar collection. I hope you could almost compare it to yours, see how much difference there was. Probably mine, very unique, all Ibanez, and the amp I used for this whole recording is a Black Star ID260. Everything was played on there, and my small practice amp is a Boss Katana. Anyways, that's me for now. Peace out.